Hey, mystery lovers! What's something people don't know about the dark corners of the kingdom of Solara, where tales whispered through taverns and markets of a necromancer named Oren, a man who could bend death itself to his will? No one knew where he had come from or how he had gained his powers, but the name Oren evoked terror in the hearts of even the bravest souls. Oren was once a simple scholar, fascinated by ancient texts and the mysteries of life and death. His obsession with immortality grew as he delved deeper into forbidden lore, uncovering rituals long buried by time. It was said he found a tome deep within the catacombs of a forgotten city, bound in human skin and inked with blood. The knowledge within twisted his mind, warping him into something unrecognizable. A master of death who saw the boundary between life and the afterlife as nothing more than a door to be opened. His first experiment was with his wife, Ilara, who had died of illness. Grief-stricken and driven by the promise of the forbidden arts, Oren performed the unholy ritual to bring her back. He succeeded, but what returned was not his beloved. Ilara's body moved, but her soul had been twisted by the dark forces Oren had summoned. Her once gentle eyes were now black, empty pits, and her voice echoed with an otherworldly rasp. She existed as a shell of who she once was, her essence corrupted. Horrified by what he had done, Oren locked her away in the depths of his fortress, hidden in the wilderness. But the hunger for knowledge and power had taken root. He could not stop. His obsession grew more monstrous with every life he claimed, turning corpses into his servants and weaving them into his army of the dead. Oren's experiments became crueler with each passing year. Villagers began to disappear. Children's laughter vanished from the streets of nearby towns, and strange lights were seen at night in the direction of his fortress. The dead were said to rise from their graves, compelled by some unseen force to return to his lair. One particularly gruesome tale was of a travelling merchant who had taken a wrong turn and ended up near Oren's stronghold. He claimed to have seen a garden, but instead of flowers and trees, it was filled with the twisted, reanimated remains of those who had fallen under Oren's spells. They moved in grotesque ways, their limbs contorted unnaturally, forever stuck in a mockery of life. They whispered secrets of the afterlife, cursed by Oren's touch to exist in a half-dead state, aware but powerless to escape their torment. But it wasn't just the dead that Oren experimented on. His thirst for knowledge led him to dark deals with beings beyond the mortal realm, shadowy figures from the underworld, ancient spirits that had been locked away for eons. In exchange for power, he sacrificed parts of himself. His humanity, piece by piece, crumbled. His eyes, once brown, became black as night, reflecting the void he had gazed into for too long. His skin turned grey and cracked, like the corpses he controlled, and the whispers of the dead followed him wherever he went. Oren began to craft twisted fables of his own, stories he shared with the few brave or foolish enough to approach him. He would offer to tell them the truth of life and death, stories so dark they could drive a sane person to madness. Each tale was a lesson, a warning of what awaited those who sought immortality. In one tale he spoke of a king who, in his desire for eternal life, sacrificed his entire kingdom. He got his wish, but only to find that eternity was a prison, and death, which he once feared, was the only true release. In another twisted tale, Oren spoke of a woman who asked for her soul to live on forever in a painting, desperate to preserve her beauty. He granted her wish, trapping her soul within the canvas. But she soon realized that immortality was a curse. She could see the world changing around her, while she remained imprisoned in a lifeless, ageless image, watching the lives of her loved ones slip by as she screamed silently within the portrait. These twisted stories were not just fables. Each was an extension of Oren's power, curses wrapped in words. Whoever heard them would slowly lose their grip on reality, haunted by visions of death and darkness. His voice carried a magic of its own, luring listeners into madness. But Oren's power was not without limits. Deep down, he knew that despite his mastery over death, he could not escape his own fate. The forces he had consorted with whispered to him of the inevitable, a reckoning that even he could not avoid. The souls he had twisted, the lives he had shattered, and the spirits he had enslaved would one day come for him. In the end, Oren became a prisoner of his own creation. His body rotted while he still lived, and his mind decayed under the weight of countless lifetimes of knowledge. His fortress, once a symbol of his power, became his tomb, filled with the restless dead, all seeking their vengeance on the necromancer who had stolen their peace. Oren's name became a cautionary tale, his twisted stories told to frighten children and warn those who sought forbidden power. But some say his spirit still lingers in the ruins of his stronghold, whispering his cursed tales to anyone foolish enough to listen. But the story doesn't end there. Oren's legacy, steeped in darkness and mystery, continues to affect the present day. Some locals claim to have heard eerie whispers and seen ghostly apparitions near the ruins of his stronghold. A recent expedition by a group of paranormal investigators revealed chilling evidence. They captured unexplained shadows, cold spots, and even a faint, sorrowful voice echoing through the halls. Could it be Oren, eternally bound to his fortress, or merely the imagination running wild? As night falls, the ruins take on an even more sinister appearance. The wind howls through broken windows and the moonlight casts long, eerie shadows. Those who dare to venture there after dark speak of an overwhelming sense of dread, as if being watched by unseen eyes. These modern-day encounters serve as a reminder that some legends never truly die. They persist, haunting us from the shadows, warning us of the dangers of tampering with the unknown. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to stay updated for more mysterious tales. Until then, keep your curiosity alive and your lights on. Thanks for watching.